Welcome all to SST College of Arts and Commerce. This is SST Edupedia. Myself, Assistant Professor Yougesh Patil from the Department of IT and Computer Science. Today we are going to discuss the topic for the class FYBSc IT semester 2nd. Subject is microprocessor architecture, and today's topic is introduction to microprocessor. So friends, what is microprocessor? Before coming to the definition of microprocessor, as we know, in this digital era, each and everything has some things to do with the help of machine. For example, today I am in front of you. That's only because of the machine. Then, if you want to do some task, even a basic calculations, the calculator is also a machine. A machine makes the task easier for the human being, and human is giving an instruction to the computer, to the machine, and that instruction has been obeyed by the machine. In very small word, if I conclude it, then it is nothing but whenever a human want to perform any particular task with the help of machine, human instruct to the machine and machine process that instruction or the command. So for that, each and every machine has its own brain. That brain is nothing but a device which processes the information. So for that we are using the term microprocessor. Now what is microprocessor? A word microprocessor, it comes from the combination of micro and the processor. Now what is mean by processor? Processor means a device which process whatever instruction we are assigning to him. Then in this context, if we see, a processor means a device that processes numbers, especially in a form of binary, that is zeros and one. Then to process means nothing but to manipulate. It is a general term that describes all the manipulation. Again, in this context, it means to perform certain operations on the numbers that depend upon the microprocessor's design. For example, if we add a number 1, 2 with the help of calculator, it gives us a result that is 3 on its display. So we are giving or we are doing an action on the numbers. Now another definition of microprocessor is a microprocessor is a computer processor wherever the data processing, logic and controls are included on a single integrated circuit, or a small number of integrated circuits. There are some circuits which processes some task. We get some input with the help of input devices and we show some output with the help of output devices. So that is nothing but taking an input and showing an output. That process has been done with the help of microprocessor only in that particular circuit. So the microprocessor contains an arithmetic, logic and control circuitry required to perform the functions of a computer's central processing unit, that is nothing but an CPU. Now what about micro? As we have discussed that microprocessor is, the word is a combination of micro as well as processor. Now what is micro? Micro is nothing but it is a new addition. In late 1960s, a processor were built with the using of some discrete elements. These devices perform the required operation, but where they were too large and too slow. So in early 1970s, the microchip has been invented, a very small chip which has been invented to process this kind of task. So all of the components that made up of the processor were now placed on a single piece of silicon, and the size becomes several thousands times smaller and speed becomes several hundred times faster than the previous microprocessors or previous computers. So microprocessor was born in, you can say, in 1970s. So what is definition of the microprocessor? As we have discussed earlier, the microprocessor is a programmable device that takes in numbers and performs some tasks like arithmetic or logical operations according to the program which we have stored in that particular device or in its memory, and it produces the other numbers as a result, which we have discussed earlier. If I input 1, then I input plus sign, and then I input 2. So it takes 1 plus 2 and it shows result when I click on equal to button on a calculator or in a computer. It gives me a result 3. So it's performing an operation, it's storing the data in its memory and it's showing an output to a devices or a output devices. So microprocessor, as you can see on in a diagram, it takes a command from an input devices. Microprocessor processes that commands. Many of time microprocessor saves the command into a memory. There are two different types of memory, that is random access memory and read-only memory. So accordingly microprocessor transfer that command to the particular memory device, and then as per the action required it processes the action and it shows an output. So that this is a basic microprocessor based system. As you can see how the organization of microprocessor based system works. So as you can see, we have in our diagram we have ALU, that is arithmetic logical unit, then we have register array, then control device, so that is nothing but our CPU. So IO, that is input output device, it gives a command through a system bus or a circuit. The command is processed or transferred to the memory device. As we have discussed earlier, it might be a ROM or a RAM, and then it gives a command to a core computer, or we can say a microprocessor. The microprocessor works accordingly and gives an output to the particular devices. These are some microprocessors. As you can see at your left hand side on a screen, what we have microprocessor which has been invented very early. Then as we go on the right side, we can see the series or evolution of microprocessor. The earlier microprocessor, that is Core I, or it's an Intel microprocessor Core I or maximum level, they are faster than the previous microprocessor, and they can process multiple commands in the same. So thank you very much. In next lectures we will discuss more about the microprocessor, its command and other things. Thank you for watching, and please do subscribe our channel. Thanks a lot.